Hi, sunshines. Welcome to our hip opener yoga workshop TikTok live. That came out weird. Our hip opener yoga workshop on TikTok live. There we go. Today is July 14th, 2025. It is Monday. Thank you for joining me today here at Sunshine Paradise Retreat in Joshua Tree. I'm Ashlee Sunshine. I'm a yoga teacher, holistic lifestyle guide. I host retreats and I help professionals find peace and well-being using holistic practices. We are live here at Sunshine Paradise Retreat in Joshua Tree. We are moving today, so we will be moving to a new location for faster Wi-Fi. We've been here at this location for the past month-ish. And it's been great. I love it here. It's beautiful. There's many aspects of the space that I love that I'm sure if you've been watching our live journey here, you've seen me showing it off. So I will miss this place, but we're on to a new space that has faster Wi-Fi, which is what I need right now to continue my work and be more productive. Hi, Nelson. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Okay, so before we get into the hip opener yoga workshop, which I'm going to be going over some of my favorite hip opener yoga poses. And if you're wondering why we do hip opener yoga, it is to prevent injuries, to loosen up our hips, to balance out our pelvic floor, our spine, to help increase our posture, and a bunch of other amazing things. So before we get into that, we will be doing a tarot card reading just to get a feel for the collective energy today on our TikTok live, and I will be channeling everyone that is on this live with me today. Right now, when we do the tarot card reading poll, and then we will create a mantra once we get the poll and the energy, and we will use that mantra for inspiration in our session today. Okay, so before we get into that, I wanted to go over some other updates that are happening. So I do offer one-on-one sessions. Let me see, I'm gonna pin my contact form here for anyone that's interested in reaching out to me and wants to know more about all of our offerings that we do have available. I offer one-on-one yoga, meditation, support sessions, sound bath, customized wellness retreats, yoga retreats, meditation retreats. And I am working with people that are currently grieving the loss of a partner, spouse, or a soulmate. So yeah, that's who I'm working with right now. So if that's you, you can hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen to reach out to me, and I will reach out to you personally with more information about our offerings. Hi, Corey. Thank you for being here. You can also watch replays of all of our TikTok lives on our YouTube channel and also on our website for our Sunshine Community subscription. The links are in our bio here on our TikTok page, but you can also send me a Service Plus contact form on the bottom left of the screen, and I will reach out to you personally with all of our links to all of our offerings, more information about everything. We also have free support groups for women and also for conscious grievers. We currently have a meetup scheduled for tomorrow. They're all virtual and they're free. And we do have one scheduled for tomorrow for those that are grieving the loss of a partner, spouse, or soulmate. And when I say grieving, everybody, I do mean the death of your partner, spouse, or soulmate. I know that some of you are getting confused and are thinking that grieving means like breaking up or getting divorced from your partner, and that is not the same thing as grieving the death of your partner, spouse, or soulmate. So I wanted to clear that up. What else? We have, oh yes, I have scheduled and put together and organized, I'm hosting next weekend, July 25th, 26th, and 27th, a virtual 3-day meditation retreat for people that are grieving the loss of a partner, spouse, or soulmate. So if you're interested in more, if you are interested in learning more about that, you can RSVP through the Meetup app. That is where I have posted it. And if you want more information about that, you can hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen, and I will reach out to you with those links and more information about that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and also, so exciting, my friend is currently working on our pair of pants that we are making together, natural fabric pants. It's our first pair of pants, and they will be more of like a lounge pant. I personally would wear them in yoga and working out, but I know that everybody probably wouldn't agree with me, and that's fine. You can lounge in them or wear them out, whatever you want. So we should have a sample here in just a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited to drop those here on TikTok Shop. And I'm also gonna be adding them to another app that I found called, what's it called? I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's another live shopping app that I found. So super exciting to get those up here. And I'm really excited to talk more about the fabric and what they're made of. I will go into those details more later when we actually have the pair of pants. I'm just so excited to see what we create together, because it's just coming straight from the heart. And the girl that is making the pants, she does fashion designing and she makes clothes. And we actually met in our Conscious and Mindful Women's Meetup, free support group for women. If any women are interested in joining, we meet every Sunday virtually on Zoom, and we just support each other. We talk about what we're going through. We meditate together. So if you are interested in joining our group, feel free. It's free, and you do join on the Meetup app. So if you want to know more about that, you can send me a Service Plus button contact form on the bottom left of the screen, and I'll reach out to you with all of our links, including the links to that group, if that sounds like something you're interested in, or you just want to hop in and see what we talk about on the call and meet all the ladies. They've really been there for me through some of my darkest times. So I am so grateful for this group, and I'm excited to see where it goes and what we create. We have other meetups that we are planning that we just talked about on our meetup yesterday. We're talking about starting a book club through the group as well. It's called the Women's Mindfulness Collective. And then we're also going to be organizing and hosting a task accountability meetup where we meet up and like get shit done together, basically virtually, of course, because we're all over. So virtual is the way to go right now. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Ronan. Good to see you. Okay, enough of me blabbing. Let's get into the tarot reading and get into the hip opener workshop so that we can end the live, and then I can move, because I'm moving today. I'm moving all my stuff. I gotta pack everything. We'll be here in Joshua Tree for another month, and then I'm moving again. And I'll talk more about that when the time gets closer. Also, really exciting. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I've been participating and been collaborating with an astronomer here in Joshua Tree that I met on Meetup for a sound bath, and we've been collaborating together on full moon and new moon sound baths and stargazing here in the desert. And the last one we had was on the full moon, and it was so amazing. So many people showed up. I got to play my singing bowls, and he got to play singing bowls, and then we got to see the moon rise like right out of the mountain. It was so amazing and insane. Like right there, we were like right there. And I mean, every picture and video I tried to get, it just looks like this like blazing sun. It obviously doesn't do any justice to like what the true human eye could see in that moment. I mean, we literally saw the moon rising from the back of the mountain, like up into the sky. And it was like right here. It was so close and so incredible and so amazing. So I will be doing that a couple more times before I leave Joshua Tree. So if you want to know more about that as well, send me a Service Plus contact request. It is in Joshua Tree, so you would have to travel here. But we have, I think, 2 more scheduled, on the new moon and then the full moon. We're doing those. So that would be an in-person thing if you guys want to come out to Joshua Tree for that. The event is only like an hour long, so if you're nearby or you want to come out for it, hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen, and I will send you the links to those. Hi, Ronan. Ronan asks, coming to Atlanta. No, the plans are not Atlanta, but maybe in the future. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop any of your questions, thoughts, feelings, emotions into the comment section while I'm going over anything, and I'll try to answer your questions as best as I can throughout the live. Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you all so much. I'm so grateful to be here with you on TikTok Live. And we have been going live a few times a week, not as much as we used to. I used to go every day, but life has been so crazy and busy. So, you know, just finding space to breathe is really hard sometimes. Finding time to do stuff. I have a lot going on this week, but I'm doing my best to get on TikTok Live as much as I can. I'm also branching out and doing little workshops now. And so, yeah, today we're doing the hip opener workshop. So basically how it'll work is I will be going through some of the poses, hip opener poses, and then I'll stop for Q&A. If anyone has any questions, to chat with you guys in between the poses instead of just flowing, which we do sometimes as well. And again, all of your likes, your follows, your subscriptions, donations, your gifts, all help make this live possible here every time. So I'm just so grateful for you all. Thank you so much for being here. I've chatted way too much. Let's get into the tarot reading. Hi, Juanma. Greetings. Thank you for being here, everybody. Okay, so we're going to do the tarot reading, and then we're going to use ChatGPT to interpret the reading and then come up with a mantra for us. So that's how this works. So I am channeling everyone on this live right now. Now, what is in the cards for us? What does God and Spirit have to say for us? This is for entertainment purposes only, for all of my super religious friends in the comments or the viewers. Entertainment only, okay. And I know some of you are still gonna say this is the devil's work, but I disagree. But you are entitled to your own opinion, and that's fine. If you think this is satanic, I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay, way too many cards just fell out. We got a lot of cards that fell out. Okay, we're just gonna do these. So we have the universe upside down. I need to cover the ladies' tatas. And then we have, okay, so that was upside down. And then we have, the nine. And then we have, okay, so that was upside down. And then we have, the nine of, and then we have the 5 of Pentacles, material trouble, and the 3 of Pentacles. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have lots of Pentacles. We have the Princess of Pentacles. So let's do this reading. And if anybody's wondering, I am using the app ChatGPT to interpret this tarot card reading because I don't have the cards memorized. I will someday, but I don't right now. Thank you to whoever sent that gift, Juan. Thank you, Juan. Please interpret this tarot card reading for me that I just pulled for the collective on my TikTok Live. I pulled the 5 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups upside down, and the universe upside down. And on the bottom of the deck is the Princess of Pentacles. Hi, Jessie. Jessie says I need to meet you. I know. Thank you. Maybe we will someday. Like I said, if you want to come out to Joshua Tree on the full moon and the new moon, we are doing a live sound bath here, me and my friend, who's an astronomer. You want to stargaze and listen to singing bowls. All right, here we go. Here's our reading, you guys. Here it is. You guys ready? The Five of Pentacles. This shows that many in the collective might be feeling left out, unsupported, or experiencing a sense of lack, financially, emotionally, or spiritually. There may be fears around not having enough or feeling abandoned by a situation or by others. It's a reminder that help is available if they look for it. Oh, you guys. Sorry you're feeling that way. Oh, Jessie, you're so sweet. Jessie says you take all my anger away just by talking to you. So sweet. Thank you, Jessie. I hope you have a great day. You're sweet. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This card brings hope. It says you don't have to do it alone. Collaboration, teamwork, or leaning on your community will help rebuild what feels broken. Skills, talents, and shared effort will be important now. Okay. The Nine of Cups reversed. There's an emotional dissatisfaction under the surface. Some in the collective might be chasing something they thought would fulfill them, only to find it feels empty. There's a need to look within and redefine what true emotional contentment means. The Universe reversed. This suggests that a cycle is incomplete or something feels stuck. There's unfinished business or resistance to fully closing a chapter so a new one can begin. The collective may need to tie up loose ends, release old patterns, or step out of their comfort zone to truly evolve. Okay, on the bottom of the deck is the Princess of Pentacles. Underlying this reading is an energy of curiosity, new beginnings, and planting seeds for future growth. It's a gentle encouragement to stay grounded, be practical, and take small steps towards stability and abundance. Overall message, the collective is moving through feelings of lack and an emotional emptiness. But there's a clear opportunity for support, teamwork, and new learning to close out old cycles and find true fulfillment. It's time to connect, share the load, and nurture new seeds of possibility. Mantra for the collective, everybody. I release lack and welcome growth, connection, and fresh beginnings. Isn't that nice? Okay. Well, I hope that resonated with some of you. If not, that's okay. Let's get into some yoga stretching. Times there's the singing bowls. We will not be doing singing bowls today. Today is just about yoga and hip opener. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. This is the green room. I love this room. This is like the room with all the plants, and there's a really beautiful like table here, and that's where we're doing the yoga. So I will miss this room. This room is my favorite. Ooh, I'm squeaking. Okay. Hi, Bees Dog. How are you? So if you're going to be joining us, find somewhere comfortable that you can stretch out on the floor, on the carpet, on a mat. Wear some comfortable clothes that you can stretch out in. Remember to stay hydrated, especially if you're in a place like me that's super hot. I'm in the desert, so I have water. Stay hydrated, my friends. Okay, I'm pulling up my favorite hip opener yoga poses. And we are going to get started with a short guided meditation to ground and center the energy and come into the present moment. So if you're going to be joining us, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position on the ground, on a chair, on the bed, on a couch, wherever you are. I invite you to close your Cross your legs if that feels good for you. Placing the hands, palms facing down for grounding, or up for receiving, or into a mudra. This one's very popular. And we're just gonna drop the shoulders down and away from the ears and just feel the stress melting away from the upper back neck area. Just dropping down, relaxing any tension from the upper neck area. And we want to be seated nice and center. So if we're living too far in the past, we can find ourselves kind of sitting more back. If we're living too far in the future, we can find ourselves kind of like wanting to go forward. So for the purposes of this grounding centeredness meditation, we want to be nice and center. And I do invite you to close your eyes or gaze down at the ground to go inwards for a deeper meditative experience. We do a super short meditation to start, nice and easy for anyone that's a beginner. This is very easy. So we're just gonna take 3 big deep breaths. We're gonna breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's do that 3 times. First time, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more times, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last time, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now returning the breath to normal breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose if that's comfortable for you. And just noticing how it feels to breathe without judgment, without labels. Just observing the breath, the textures, the qualities. And if you find your thoughts wandering, that's okay. That's just what thoughts do. Just bringing the attention and the awareness back to the breath, focusing on the breath. As we enter into this time together, I do invite you to set an intention. An intention is everything. I cannot express that enough. A reminder to think about your intention behind anything that you do, any action, any motivation. Just taking a moment to think about, like, what am I doing this for? Because we can dedicate anything that we do to anything. Everything is energy and vibrating, and so we can use this time and dedicate it in a mindful and conscious way to achieve certain goals or outcomes if we want to or choose to. So I would like to dedicate this time to our collective mantra, which is, and you can repeat this with me: I release lack and welcome growth, connection, and fresh beginnings. I release lack and welcome growth, connection, and fresh beginnings. And gently taking some big deep breaths, making some gentle movements, slowly opening the eyes. So that is just a little short intro to meditation. I keep it super easy on these TikTok lives because I do know that there's not a lot of super experienced people watching this. There's a lot of beginners, I'm noticing. just based off of like a lot of your comments and stuff. So I try to keep it super easy and short for you guys. And then if you want to go deeper, I do offer one-on-one sessions for more advanced meditations. Hi, G Money. Thank you. G Money says best yoga instructor, most flexible. Thank you. So does anybody have any questions about the meditation? Feel free to drop any of your questions or comments in the chat if you have any. All right, so we are going to be getting into some of my favorite hip opener yoga poses. So I do also want to just share the reason why we do hip opener yoga. Some of the reasons why may be because if you get lower back strains, herniated discs, plantar fasciitis, if you have poor posture, like when you're sitting or standing, difficulty with certain exercises like lunges or squats, if you have lower stamina, if you feel stuck or blocked emotionally, because our hips do hold a lot of stored tension and emotions, and so we do yoga to open up the hips and release any stuck energy, emotions, so that we can be more balanced and more fluid and flow easier with life instead of like resisting life. We want to be flowing through the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. Hi Armando, hello. Ches asks, what's the best for your ankles? Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. And I need to dedicate a live. I need to do that. I haven't done that in a while. A live for foot yoga, and we will include ankle yoga in that as well. So this specific workshop is going to be for hip opener, and a lot of these, the hips are connected to end up, coming down the legs into the ankle and into the foot. So these will be good. All of these will be good for your feet and your ankles too, because really like everything connects at the end of the day, and like our spine is connected to everything. So working on the hips is gonna help everything here open up, including the ankles. Great question. Thank you. Feel free to drop your comments and questions at any time in the chat, and I will do my best in between each pose to check any of your questions to try to answer them. But I will also dedicate specifically a live for foot and ankle yoga per your question. All right, so we're gonna start with my favorite, one of my favorite yoga poses, which is one of the most basic and beginner yoga poses that we do teach in beginner yoga. One of the first, how every yoga flow typically starts is in this posture. It's called child's pose. Balasana is the Sanskrit name. And child's pose gently releases tension in the hips and the lower back. So it is going to be focusing on opening up the outer hips. So how we get into that, I'm just going to skip this back so you guys can see a little bit better. And then I'll bring it close. Okay, so first is child's pose. So we want to be sitting back in the heels, opening up the knees nice and wide. And we're going to reach forward bringing our forehead down to the ground to touch the mat. And now you can leave the head slightly lifted if you get dizzy or like vertigo, like I do sometimes. You can keep the head slightly lifted, or you can bring the forehead to touch the mat for a third eye connection to the earth. And we're just going to be here for several rounds of deep breathing. So long, deep breathing, breathing into the body, in and out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good for you. This is all about you tuning into the body and just noticing what comes up for you without judgment or labels. Just a couple more deep breaths here. Really sinking back into the hips. Trying to get a little bit deeper with each and every exhale. Allowing your body to just kind of melt into the posture. Breathing through any discomfort, releasing any tension with the breath. Inhale as we come up into tabletop. So we're just going to lift ourselves up, coming up nice and slow. Now we can close the legs. You can come to sit on your side into a relaxing seated posture and just notice how that feels for you. Notice anything that came up for you. Does anyone want to share anything about that experience for them, or any questions that you have about child's pose balasana or hip openers? I love that one. It's what most yoga teachers will start their yoga flow with every yoga class. It's very beginner. It's basically how we begin yoga with child's pose. So, anyone have any questions about that? Feel free to drop any of your questions or comments anytime in the chat. Hi, Alex. Hello. Thanks for being here, everybody. We won't have time to get through my entire list of hip opener yoga poses today, but we will be getting through a good amount of them, and then we'll save the rest for another live. All right, let's get into the next one. Okay, I see that your question, Karmid Harma asks, should you feel any stretch in child's pose? Yes, unless you're like incredibly flexible, you might not feel it. Like really flexible. If you're really, really flexible, it's gonna be hard for you to feel any stretch because you're so flexible. But if you're not, yeah, you should feel it. Absolutely, yes. Okay, so for our next one, we're gonna do, this is called a cat-cow flow. The Sanskrit name for it is Marjanasana Vitalasana, and I'm probably not saying those right, so I do apologize. Sanskrit is not my first language. So cat-cow flow is a great one to transition into from child's pose, and it is going to warm up our spine and get our spine nice and flexible, as well as our pelvis for deep hip mobility. It's going to loosen our hip flexors as well. So how we get into that is we're going to come onto our hands and our knees into tabletop. Just gonna set that. Okay. So we're here in tabletop on all fours. And we're going to start with cow pose. We're going to inhale As we gaze up towards the sky, we're going to drop the belly down towards the ground. So we're going to do a slight arch here. And just stay here for a breath, feeling into this stretch, into this pose. On your next exhale, we're going to tuck the chin into the chest. The belly comes into the spine, coming into cow pose. Staying here for a breath, just feeling into the stretch. On the next inhale, moving through cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Moving at your own pace. So you can go as fast or as slow as you'd like here. And we'll be here for just a few more rounds of breath. So really just tuning into the body, into the breathing, noticing any sensations that you may feel while you move through this without judgment or labels. Just a couple more times. And coming back to tabletop. Sitting back in the heels, coming to a comfortable resting position, either sitting on the heels or you can come into easy pose and just noticing how you feel after that. Does anyone have any questions about cat-cow? Anything they want to share with the group or the community? Anything that came up for you or questions that you may have about cat-cow flow? Drop any questions or comments in the chat. Hi Charles. Thank you everyone for being here. I will do my best to answer all of your questions if you have any. Hi Alex, Gabby, hi Mike, hi Ivy Seymours, hi Renee. SB Lalo asks, should the hands be under the shoulders? Yes. Wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. The knees are about hip width distance apart. This is tabletop. Great question. Any other questions before we move into the next? Thank you for all your gifts. I am so grateful for you. Thank you, Mr. Get Blocked. Thank you, everyone. Okay, let's get into the next one. I call these Shakti circles. So I did take these from Kundalini. It is gonna just be a continuation of spinal mobility and flexibility exercises. The Sanskrit name for that is Shakti Mandala Kriya. And in Kundalini, the formula, workout, exercises, however you wanna call it, are called Kriyas. But I don't use the Kundalini formula in my sessions. Thank you for all those gifts. I really appreciate you guys. So Shakti circles, you'll see when I demo them and you can join me. We create circular movements with the spine. and it's going to create juicy fluid movement in our hips to get it nice and warmed up and fluid here. And it's great for unlocking any stuck energy that may be in our hips. So we're gonna come back to tabletop position on all fours. And it's similar to cat-cow, except instead of going up and in and down, we're gonna go to the right. So we're gonna start with inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we come down and around. Big circles that you're making with your upper body and your hips. And you'll really feel this as you come down and up. I don't really know how to with your upper body and your hips. And you'll really feel this as you come down and up. I don't really know how to explain it more, but you're really gonna feel this in the pelvic floor. Inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we come down and around. And we'll do this several times, going to the right before we switch the other direction. So just a couple more times, just really tuning into whatever comes up for you without judgment or labels. This is all about mindful movement. So we are observing any emotions, thoughts, or feelings that may arise through this movement as we are releasing and opening up muscles and fascia, and parts of our body, our bones. Okay, now we're gonna rotate the other direction, inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we come down and around. Just a couple more times. And coming back to tabletop, sitting back in the heels, coming to rest in a comfortable seated position. You can rest here either on the knees, or if you want to come into easy pose, into a comfortable seated position. Anyone want to share anything that came up for them, or any questions that you have about Shakti circles or anything else? Thank you for all these gifts, Mr. Get Blocked. I just really appreciate you. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat at any time. Or if you want to share anything that came up for you. Hi, Renee says it's working. Awesome. Happy to hear it's working for you. Hi, Mr. Get Blocked. Mr. Get Blocked says, I'm new to you. This was amazing. Thank you. I'm so happy you found me. Hi. Thanks for joining, everybody. As a reminder, all of these lives do get recorded and posted to our YouTube channel, as well as to our Sunshine Community subscription for an ad-free watching experience on our website. The links are in our bio, but you can also hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen to reach out to me, and I will reach out to you personally with more information about all of our offerings, our links to everything. Mr. Get Blocked asks, is this yoga? Yes, this live is dedicated to all of my favorite hip opener yoga poses. So I'm going through some of my favorites, and then I'm taking Q&A in between. SB Lalo asks, can the forelegs lift from the ground? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by your question. Could you maybe rephrase it? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. All right, in the interest of time, we are going to move on. So we're gonna come back into our tabletop position, and now we're gonna do big circles front to back. So I love doing all of these spinal mobility and flexibility exercises in tabletop because it just gets our spine moving in like every direction. And in Kundalini, we believe that your age is measured by the flexibility of your spine. And so the more flexible your spine is, the younger you are. And so that is why I love doing spinal mobility and flexibility exercises so much, because that is what we believe in Kundalini. Okay, so we're gonna come back into our tabletop position. And from here, so we move through it's like a child's pose, and then we inhale as we come forward. So you're coming through like a seal pose, and then you're exhaling as you come back through child's pose. So it's big circles front to back. Inhaling as we come forward, exhaling as we come back. You can move again as fast or as slow as you'd like here. If you really want to move nice and slow, moving and just focusing and paying attention, being aware of like every little movement in the body and like how it feels. You can really tune into the breath and like how it feels to move this in this way. I mean, I get really deep in my movements, and so I'm encouraging you to try that as well if you are open to it, because our bodies are fascinating and there's so many hidden little secrets and aspects just lying in different parts of our body, and our breath can move into those spaces and open up spaces through movement and breathing. And it's just a fascinating exploration of ourself and our inner self, and you're just like constantly peeling back the layers. I love peeling back the layers of myself and going deeper. But I know that some people don't like doing that, so totally optional. You don't have to have that deep internal experience if you don't want to. Totally up to you. Okay, and let's rotate the other direction. Inhaling as we come forward, exhaling as we come back. Just a couple more times here. Last one, last breath, last circle. Make it count. And coming back to tabletop, sitting onto the heels, coming into a comfortable seated position. Any questions about that, or anyone have anything they want to share about their experience, any things that came up, emotions, thoughts, feelings, any questions? Drop them in the chat. I'd love to know how that was for you guys and girls. SB Lalo says, is it okay to lift the feet? Meantime, thanks for the nice practice and explanations. Yes, of course. I'm simply a guide to guide you through the movement, but everyone is going to look different in the stretches. And so I am encouraging you to explore your own body and explore your own movement and just use what I give you as a template, but to really find your own flow and like create your own movement. Get creative. Hi, Jack. Thanks for joining us. Great question, by the way. Anyone else have any questions? Nelson says, what's the best way to book your services? Thank you, Nelson. I see your question. And if you hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen, and you can send me a contact form, just send me your email and your name, and I will reach out to you with all the links in an email and all the information about all of our offerings that we currently have. I have pinned it to this live. Yeah, it's pinned to the live, so you can easily fill it out. Yeah, thanks, Nelson. Okay. Great questions, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next. We have about 10 minutes left of the live. So we'll get through a couple more here, and then we'll save the rest for another live. Hi, Eric. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I appreciate you all so much for being here on this journey with me. Okay. So let's do, I'm just thinking about our time. So what would be good to do in the time that we have? You know what, since we're seated here, let's just do this. Let's just do butterfly since we're already seated and I'm sweating. Okay, Baddha Konasana. So this one's really easy. We just bring the soles of the feet in, open up the knees nice and wide. You're really gonna feel this here in the groin and the hips. I love butterfly. This can be a great stretch to also massage our feet and give our feet some love, which can feel really grounding. If you're feeling like flighty or ungrounded or just kind of out of touch, sometimes just giving our feet some pressure can really just like bring us back to the earth. These are our roots to the earth. We are like a tree, and these are our roots, baby. Inhale as we lift the chest up. Exhale, bringing the chest down over the legs. Let the head and neck be heavy as we drop down forward. And just hang out here. Let the head and neck be heavy. Try to relax. Take some deep breaths here. Inhale as we lift up and relax. Coming into a nice, comfortable position. You can close the legs, cross them, whatever's comfortable for you. Anyone have anything they want to share or questions that they have about butterfly or anything else? Drop any of your questions or comments in the chat. I will try to answer any. Hi, Charles. Charles has a melting smiley face. Renee says it works well. Thanks. Yay. Yes, it does work well, doesn't it? These are ancient stretches. They've been around for thousands of years. So yes, they work. Hi, Bill. Thank you. Bill says, love your beauty. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll do one more, you guys. We have time for one more. Let's do Happy Baby. Happy Baby pose. Sanskrit name is Ananda Balasana. So this is gonna release our lower back. It's gonna open up our hips and our groin. And it's also going to feel nice and playful, which is why it's called Happy Baby. And it's also going to deeply stretch our inner hips, which I love. I love Happy Baby pose. It definitely feels like a baby would. So, We're gonna come onto our backs to relax here. We're gonna bring the knees into the chest, and you're gonna open up the legs nice and wide. So we're gonna grab on the outsides of our feet, and we can stretch and open one leg and then the other, like so. And we can rotate side to side on our back, and this is gonna give us a little spinal back massage, which can feel really juicy, yummy. I love it personally. I'm all about self-massage and massage in general. So anytime I can get some self-massage in, I am like a happy girl. Hence the name Happy Baby in this one. So yeah, get playful here. Channel your inner child as you move around in this one. This is also great for reducing inflammation in our feet and our legs. Because our legs are up, it's drawing everything down, away. So it's gonna help with reducing any inflammation in the feet or the ankles. Another really great one to do that's more restorative is if you have a wall, you can just lay with your feet against the wall like this. And it's great if you like stand all day at your job or you walk a lot. It feels really good. It can be really relaxing. And so we'll be here for a couple more deep breaths. Having fun in this one. Yes? Who's having fun? One more deep breath here. And exhale, relax. Let go of the feet. Coming into a shavasana, just let the legs fall down. Let your hands down by your sides and relax every muscle in your body. Let's just take a moment to relax here in shavasana. This is corpse pose. We do end most yoga flows like this. And it is to integrate all of the work that we have done. It is to relax every muscle in the body, which is a form of yoga, just complete relaxation. Melting into the ground, just feeling yourself becoming one with the earth below us. And taking a nice big deep breath here. And we're gonna just rotate onto our right or our left side. So we're gonna come into a fetal position. This is symbolism for rebirth. As we're reborn into the world. I love ending with this one because it just wraps up the story so nicely as we come back from our journey that we had just spent together, and we're reborn into the world a little bit more flexible, wiser, brighter, lighter. And using the hands to lift us up, coming into a comfortable seated position. So does anybody have any questions about Happy Baby or things they want to share before we wrap up our live today? That was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Any questions about Happy Baby? Hi JG, good morning from Australia. Good morning, good afternoon here from, we are in Joshua Tree. Hi. J Sport says, I can't wait for the YouTube video. Yes, guys, all of these lives get recorded and posted to our YouTube channel, as well as to our Sunshine Community subscription on our website. If you want an ad-free watching experience, I do post them ad-free on my website. It's also cheaper than the YouTube Premium. If I know some people don't like the ads over on YouTube, so if you want ad-free, you can go to my website and my subscription. Rhett. Thank you. I will share your comment. Rhett says, not about yoga, but I love the modeling goddess pics you've shared with social media. So beautiful. Thank you. Yes, I am channeling my inner sunshine modeling goddess, which I haven't done in a long time. I've been a model for a long time. I've done a lot of modeling, and it's just something I love doing, and I am passionate about it. So I like getting creative and doing fun little shoots, and I have some really amazing things planned for here in Joshua Tree before I leave. I want to go shoot some really pretty things out in the desert, and yes, they are also shot by me. So not only am I the model, but I'm also the photographer, okay? I am the selfie master. Thank you, Rhett. Rhett says your golden aura shines. Just saying. You're the best. Thank you, Rhett. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. This live has been super fun. If you want to know more about our offerings and if you want links to all of our exciting things that we have going on in the community, hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen. Send me a contact request. Just send me your email and I'll send you an email personally with all of the information of our current offerings that we have and exciting things that we have going on. And yeah, I don't know when I'm going to schedule the next live yet. It's going to be a few days because I have many things coming up this week over the next couple of days because I'm moving today and tomorrow, and then I have some things that I'm doing in the afternoon, classes and sessions, and so it's going to be a few days, but we will continue this hip opener TikTok live probably maybe on Friday. Yeah, maybe on Friday. And the last thing I will wrap up with is I am so excited because I have put together and I'm hosting a 3-day meditation virtual retreat for people that are grieving the loss of a partner, spouse, or soulmate. So if that is you, feel free to join us next weekend. You can RSVP on the Meetup app. If you want to know more information about that, hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen and I will reach out to you personally with more information. We will be offering it again. If you're not able to make it next weekend, I know that it's kind of short notice. I'm planning on offering it once a month on the weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's virtual, so you can do it anytime. You can hop on and off whenever you want. I also offer customized retreats one-on-one if you want something that's more catered around your schedule and more personalized to you. I can do that as well. So again, hit that Service Plus button on the bottom left of the screen. Send me your info. I'll reach out to you personally. Thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you all so much. And I'm so grateful to be on this platform with you all and be able to connect and share this space with you all. And all of your comments, your likes, your shares, your follows, your subscriptions, your donations, your gifts, all are so appreciated and help make this live possible every time we come live. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And namaste, the divine light in me. Honor, sees, and respects the divine light in you. Please have a great rest of your day. And remember our mantra, everybody. What was our mantra? I'm opening it up because we're just going to wrap up with that. I release lack and welcome growth, connection, and fresh beginnings. Okay? I release lack and welcome growth, connection, and fresh beginnings. Let that mantra stay with you today, okay? My beautiful beings. See you next time.